Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. Today we talk about something that could be considered trolling or joking or by some levels insanity, that being the beef between Censor, Blazt, and Dashy, revisiting that and trying to give it a responsible outtake from an outside community member, right? From the outside looking in, what this actually looks like as I read through all the Twitter threads, the Reddit forums, every single post out there about the situation. We see so many people on different sides, so I want to get everyone's opinions. Why not in the comment section down below? You guys can of course think or actually say what you are thinking about the situation as we revisit that as we do approach our first inaugural season of the CWL franchise league. Yes, year one's going to be hectic, especially as rosters are signed. Presumably as well, the three people we're going to talk about are also signed. Dashy, of course, apparently Censor bragging about being offered several sub spots, and apparently Blazt as well. All have been signed, so congratulations to those guys. I don't mean any hard feelings by this video whatsoever. I'll try and link some things down below for all of you guys, and if you watch the video in full, then leave your thoughts down below if you do want to take a side, because I think my overall argument about this beef is there is no complete right side. Each and every party involved, that being these three players, have done rights and have done wrongs throughout the entire thing. So let's stretch it back to the very beginning, and I'll try and cover it as fast as possible. It was a New York Call of Duty tweet where Doug simply replied talking about KD should not fully influence the players and then the staff and the management you do choose for your franchise team. Obviously, himself having a lower KD, especially being brought up quite a bit historically wise, and so he was trying to infer that not every great player has a great KD. He actually got back and forth into it with a random person out there in the community who talked about this jet ski incident, and this is where it all starts rolling back out some old drama. Doug then of course tags his former teammates, that being Blazt and Dashy, and brings up the incident again and said they actually lied about this. They were late to practice all the time. They lied about the situation, and he was never actually involved in this jet ski incident. Which, to be fair, in his latest video, or one of them at least, where he said I'm so disgusted, he talks about the situation and he does prove the rumor to be pretty much false. I would say by showing text messages, showing some private messages as well, he does actually prove that Dashy and Blazt, who have also admitted now themselves they were late to scrims, they were late to practice quite a few times, and this incident was actually not exactly what it seems to be, at least by the general public of the Call of Duty scene, what they seem it is. That was of course the initial rumor that Censor had said he was sick and then he was missing scrims, and then the next morning he was out in a jet ski, or the initial rumor was a couple hours later he was out in the jet ski. Censor does explain it pretty well. It was Dashy or Blazt or both of them who were actually an hour later or so to scrims, so Censor went to bed. The next morning he was on the jet ski and then he was ready for scrims the next night. So a completely different story, and I will say at once as well, he does show the clip of course Blazt talking about the incident, and Dashy does not come to his defense. For my personal opinion, he wasn't defending the guy. He wasn't attacking Doug at all. Kind of a neutral standpoint, but definitely not defending Doug about this rumor that they keep on bringing up.
Censor, bro. There was no Censor, and I played with him.
Yo, I miss Doug, bro.
All I remember is, yo, what time are we scrimming today? Yo, guys, can't scrim. I'm like, why? I'm sick. 2 hours later, I'm on a jet ski, woo!
Bro, you don't gotta do my mans like that, bro.
Yeah, that shit was...
Yo.
Dude, I was so pissed off, bro.
So when it comes to the jet ski rumor, now especially because Censor feels that rumor could have affected his chances on a franchise spot, I do think, especially with the rumor that apparently was surfaced quite a few times and went, I would say, a bit viral inside the community, at least people enough outside the community or inside as well thought he actually had missed scrims to be on a jet ski, that can affect your chances and your career. And if he felt so, they never really apologized for it, never defended him. And so yes, I feel like in that instance, Blazt and Dashy really lacked a responsibility in that situation. Although I will say, to their credit, they made some great points after Doug resurfaced all of this, and noting his hypocrisy that he would do anything for the Call of Duty team, although he has openly admitted he did miss some scrims and practices and actually potentially take the blame. He himself did actually take blame, I believe, for CWL Anaheim, how poorly the event went because he was missing practices for a sponsorship deal. So on one side, they're pointing out his hypocrisy because he said he would do anything, while meanwhile he's actually missing practices and he's not actually playing the game to his best ability. So it's a bit against what he was actually said. So they do make some pretty fair points that he actually had missed some scrims, missed practices for either traveling, sponsorship deals, visiting Unit, and so to their credit. But also, to Doug's credit, yes, they also openly admit they were late to scrims. Half hour to an hour, they were late to practice, but they would still practice, right? That was their argument. They were late to practice, but they would still get in their hours of practice. So kind of a repetition of point there. They made sure to note that Doug was not fully in it as much as he says he was, even actually making to note that apparently he was playing Fortnite instead of practicing Call of Duty, which I'm not sure how true that is, but it seems that with this resurfacing and with these repeated callouts by Doug being brought up, they are now digging for more information on Doug. So initially it was a jet ski incident, now it's him playing Fortnite, and it probably would go on and on if we let it.
It just pissed me off how like he made it seem like I was literally the most toxic player he's ever played with, which is, for one, when I was teaming with him, like I was actually a good ass teammate the first 2 months. I never bitched this and that, and then obviously I had moments where like I slept in, I can't even lie, like, and shit like that. But like every time I played COD, like I would literally play COD every day for like 8 hours to 10 hours a day, bro.
No, yeah.
And all I asked for was literally for this guy to like literally give a
He tried telling me that he didn't play Fortnite at all and he played more COD.
Yeah, that was bullshit. Yo, you stream. You know how you could see how like what games people are playing if you just look at their thing? I said last like played 3 days ago. It was like a month before or like 3 weeks before champs, and it said 3 days ago last played World War II. I'm like, what, you? And he doesn't appear offline, so
the guy was just literally grinding Fortnite, and we literally have text messages of the guy, like we're literally begging him, like literally begging this guy to play COD.
I didn't even care.
So at this point in time, I'm not really sure whose side to take. I don't think there's a 100% right side, and you guys might think so. You guys can give me your thoughts on why you think that. We got two players, that being Blazt and Dashy, not taking responsibility for their actions at the time, not defending Doug. And we also have Doug, though, although they were late to scrim several times, he himself also missed practices. He missed, not missing events, but possibly affecting events and their results as well as a part of that team. So to me, both sides are certainly in the wrong. At least we do have, though, to a certain extent, Doug apparently does say sorry for that. He admits it, whereas Blazt and Dashy, I wish maybe an apology would have fixed this. I don't know if it would have, or at least defending Doug on that giant rumor that went around for quite some time. But then very lastly, with Doug's latest responses, he's not making himself look very likable. And I'm not really sure how this will affect franchise leagues and their offers, or the organization's offers towards a guy like Doug, when you see this man dressed up in a clown costume and continue to call these kids out. And I say kids very particularly because the way he painted himself through at least what I saw clips-wise, it didn't seem very likable from a guy like Doug, who usually covers his grounds pretty good, referring to Dashy and Blazt several times as little kids.
Which pisses me the f*** off, dude. I am livid, angry, so angry about this stupid jet ski thing. Y'all have no idea how much this shit has pissed me off. This little kid Blazt and this little ass kid Dashy. I've dealt with some horrible teammates, myself included, could be a horrible teammate at times. But I've never experienced shit like these two last little kids. It's mind-blowing to me, the shit that these kids say. They just lie about everything all the time. Hurt me. I am fuming, Mad Cat. I am pissed. Alright? This whole YouTube video I made about this team was painting this picture of these two irresponsible kids. Alright? It pisses me off beyond belief. So, I watched all of these responses from these two kids. All Dashy said was like, you didn't want to win and you weren't trying hard enough, which was just really vague and dumb. This kid Blazt said that I am a hypocrite because I said I want to win more than anything. Let's just get serious. Let's take this clown thing off for a second.
Meanwhile, you're trying to be the 25-year-old adult and you're dressed up in a clown costume trying to argue. It's really hard to take it seriously when you're going to go about these stories in this fashion. I would have much rather had a Doug-style video of a typical sit-down, serious Doug breaking down the entire situation, but you were wearing a clown costume, and I think, at least for me, the way you handled it took a little bit away from that. So that's all the drama, right? That's at least what we know for now. I don't know if there's going to be additional stuff coming out about this. I don't know if it helps any of these players' cases being involved in this drama, especially a guy like Doug who's been involved in a lot of drama over the past 2 to however many years you want to say it goes back, and this instance has continued that. So you guys can leave your thoughts down below. I don't think any party involved is actually in the right here. Everyone has done some sort of right, maybe especially some sort of wrong as well in the handling of the situation. And now we have misconstrued thoughts all around the scene. So I'm trying to bring it here all together in one combined fashion to see that no one is right here. a lot of them are wrong, and I think they can all probably move on hopefully in the future from this because it's not that serious, right? You got a couple younger guys who did miss practice, hopefully getting better at that in the future, even though Dashy has said he still, can be late from time to time, alongside a guy like Blazt, I'm sure. You got two younger guys who hopefully can learn from this, and a guy like Doug who hopefully can look back and learn from this as well, and only make better decisions going forward. And hopefully next time I see you guys breaking down Call of Duty drama or this kind of stuff, it'll be over different people besides these three. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoy breaking down Call of Duty and other esports news here every single day. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.